Top 10 Richest People in History. In 2020, there are many people who are born rich, and many who earned their own wealth, and now ruling the top 10 list of richest people in the world. But if we look at the list of top 10 richest people of all time since Big Bang Theory, then we don't see these people making even top 100. That's why we have brought up such list of top 10 richest people who were born long ago. As we know, in ancient times, people have more money than we could even imagine, their treasures worth more at that time, if we compare it to the income of richest people now. It can be pretty difficult to measure their exact wealth, but we have done so, just for you. Before we proceed to the video, don't forget to hit the like button, and also make sure to subscribe my channel to watch more in the future. Number 10, William the Conqueror. The 10th richest person in history on our list is William the Conqueror, who had $230 billion of wealth. William the Conqueror was born in 1028 and became the first Norman king. William conquered England in 1066. He died in 1087. During his rule, he built almost 500 castles across England and became the biggest landowner, and he still is until now. He made his $230 billion of wealth through pillaging. When he conquered England, he almost lost 100,000 of his soldiers. During his rule, he banned slavery in England. Also, as he was not fluent in English, so he removed English as a national language from England. William, just like any other king, was used to eat good food and good crockery, and also to wear finest clothes of that time. But there is a sad side that when he died, Lucas took all the clothes and jewelry from William's body and left him naked. Number 9, Osman Ali Khan. The 9th richest person in history on our list is Osman Ali Khan, who had $236 billion of wealth. About Osman Ali Khan's wealth, there are two entirely different estimate guesses, one by Guinness World Record and one by experts. According to Guinness World Record, his wealth was $750 billion, but experts claim his wealth for $236 billion. I will recommend on following experts as they claim it by facts. He was in fact declared as the richest man on earth in 1937 in the Times magazine. One of the most precious thing he had in his collection was the Jacob diamond. This diamond is the 5th biggest polished diamond that is ever mined until now. But Osman Ali Khan didn't use this diamond according to its worth. This diamond was used just as a paperweight in his office. He also has many other jewels collection except this one, and these were included in their will. He has 173 jewels in total, which has almost 2,000 carats emeralds. Including this in his other collections, his jewels were worth almost $2 billion, which is much lesser than his entire wealth. During his rule, he always donated a large proportion of his wealth to the educational and religious institutions, and it rewarded him great in return. As during his rule, many inventions like electricity, railways, etc. were made. He was a great man, but lived a simple life. It is said that he wore a same hat in his entire life. He ate simple food in a simple tin plate just like a common man. He was also used to knit his own socks. Number 8, Nikolai Romanov. The 8th richest person in history on our list is Nikolai Romanov, who had almost $300 billion of wealth. He was the last Tsar of Russia, so it's obvious why he was so wealthy. His annual salary was 200,000 rubles. This was not it, he was given 20,000 rubles additionally just to be on his clothes and other luxury items. But the money he was used to spend annually was 40 times more than his annual income. He mostly spent his money on clothes and custom-made military uniforms. His wife spent a large portion from his money on buying jewels for herself. Beside this, his coronation was the most expensive coronation ever in Russia. Also, he didn't use simple spoons and plates, he had them made of gold and silver. Not only the crockery, the food was also expensive just like silver and gold spoons. It was so expensive that the leftovers were served at local restaurants. By this, it is obvious now that he must have a great kitchen as well. His kitchen was managed by 55 people. He also used to throw parties for his nation as well. Number 7, Andrew Carnegie. The 7th richest person in history on our list is Andrew Carnegie, who had almost $309 billion of wealth. Andrew Carnegie, unlike others on our list, was a businessman. He first started his career as a telegraph messenger and then worked in a steel mill. By his hard work and dedication, he saved a huge amount of money. He invested this money into railway business, which earned him ton of money. After Civil War, he shut down his railway business and then invested his money into steel mills only. He also wrote a book. When he died, he gave a huge amount of money to charity and left some for his family. He also gave some of his money to his nurse, servants and butler as well. Number 6. Jacob Fugger. The sixth richest person in history on our list is Jacob Fugger, who almost had $400 billion of wealth. Jacob was also known as a Jacob the Rich because of his money and also his business mind. He was born in a rich family. His parents were used to trade textiles across Italy, but when he grew up, he invested money into silver, quicksilver and copper. He also invested his money into many other industries as well, which gave him very good money in return. He used to give loans to Vatican, which helped them to build many significant buildings. His house was the biggest house of that time. It was 4-story tall and each bedroom has its own fireplace and water fountain. He founded Fugger, which up till now is the low-income housing programs. It consists of 52 houses. The families just has to give 1 guilda, which is equal to 88 cents annually, even up till now. Number 5. John D. Rockefeller. The fifth richest person in history on our list is John D. Rockefeller, who also had same money as Jacob Fugger, which is $400 billion. He is the oil tycoon. He opened an oil company in 1870, which start earning good profit right away, and thus, company control 90% of the oil in the whole United States. His wealth was so much that only his wealth contained the 2% of the total national economy. When you earn this much, living a luxurious life is a must, so he lived it. He had homes throughout the United States. From his properties, the most significant one is Kike's, which has 40 rooms and offer a whole view of New York City. This home took almost 6 years to complete. He donated 10% of his income to charity on annual basis. Number 4. Akbar I. The fourth richest person in history on our list is Akbar I, who had $500 billion of wealth, but some experts claim it to be even more than that. He was given the kingdom by his father, so he had the ruling and what it takes to be a king in his blood. After taking the throne, he conquered much more than he was given. During his rule, he gave freedom to his nation to choose their religion. He was a Muslim and was ruling India, where Hindus are more abundant than Muslims. That's why he did that. Although it is still unknown how he spent his great wealth, but his palace has extremely rare furniture and small paintings. So, by just looking at his palace, it can be estimated that he lived quite a luxurious life. Number 3. Augustus Caesar. The third richest person in history on our list is Augustus Caesar, who had a fortune of $4.3 trillion, and this wealth makes him the only trillionaire in history. His wealth was the 5th share from the Roman Empire. Most of his wealth came from his father, who left 75% of his wealth for his son, after his death, and the rest was distributed among the citizens. But nobody knows how much 75% was. During his rule, he increased the size of his kingdom and almost doubled it. He built roads, introduced courier system, and also police and firing safety as well. It is also said that he had not only inherited his father's money, but at that time wealthy families gave a part of their property to the emperor just for their family security. He lived in a great palace, in which every room was decorated with art and weapons. This palace is now known as House of Augustus. Number 2. Shizong of Song. The second richest person in history on our list is Shizong of Song, whose wealth is still unknown. Many experts say that it was trillion in dollars, but the exact amount can't be estimated. During his era, China as a whole was making good money, so it was the golden time for him. China was trading bronze and the rice production went at its peak, which brought great advantage to their economy, making them the commercial superpower. At this time, magnetic compass, printing and gunpowder were invented. Shizong also introduced paper money for the first time. He also introduced the world's first navy. He was a giver and gave money to his citizen. His policies brought peace also for unemployed and homeless person. Number 1. Mansa Musa. The richest person in history is Mansa Musa. He owns so much wealth that nobody can estimate his total wealth. Mansa Musa was the largest trader of gold and salt, which are both the most important product. During his era, the Europe emperor was at its knees. All the kingdom of Europe were going through civil war, great famine, and black death. As a Muslim, he went to Mecca for religious activity. On his journey, he carried a lot of gold. He took many camels and thousands of soldiers with him, and every one was carrying gold. When he left Mecca, the markets were filled with gold. When you have such fortune, you give it easily. But giving this fortune caused disadvantage as well. The value of gold decreased, and it took many years for Mecca to recover its economy. That is all for today's video. Tell us in the comments section below, what do you think about these people? Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to watch more in the future.